A storm is coming to Heartland, and not just the kind that rolls over the Alberta foothills. Episode 9 is shaping up to be the moment everything changes, where secrets break the surface, loyalties bend, and the future of the ranch hangs in a balance no one sees coming. Episode 9 begins with a quiet that feels wrong, the kind of quiet Heartland fans know never lasts. There's tension in the air, a pressure building around the ranch, unspoken worries, hidden decisions, and emotional crossroads the characters haven't fully confronted. Amy senses it first. She always does. There's something off with the horses, as if they're reacting to the unease the humans aren't ready to admit. It sets the tone for the entire episode. Nothing is broken on the surface, but everything feels like it's about to crack. And that's where the mystery starts. In the trailer, Amy moves with purpose, but there's hesitation behind her eyes. She's trying to protect something, maybe someone, and that protective instinct is giving her away. Episode 9 pushes her into a corner she rarely occupies, a place where she has to choose between her heart and her duty. The trailer's rapid cuts don't reveal what she's hiding, but her expression is clear enough. This isn't a training issue, it's personal, urgent, and dangerous in ways that the usual Heartland challenges aren't. Then comes the moment fans have been whispering about, the distant figure approaching the ranch, a silhouette the camera refuses to show clearly. The trailer hints at a face from the past, a return no one asked for but everyone will care about. Whether it's an old ally or a past problem, the energy shifts the second that figure steps into view. Tim pauses mid-sentence. Jack's jaw tightens, and Lou's disbelief says everything. This arrival could shake the season's entire direction. But the trailer doesn't stay focused on the return for long. It jumps deliberately to Lou, whose storyline picks up new friction. Every choice she makes in this episode feels like it's being watched, judged, or second-guessed. There's a scene where she stands alone looking out over Heartland with a heavy, unreadable expression. It isn't defeat, but it's something close. Episode 9 seems ready to push Lou into a decision she's avoided for too long, one that could either strengthen her or pull her further away from the people she loves. Meanwhile, Jack becomes the heartbeat of the tension. His voice in the trailer is steady, but there's a tremble of worry he tries hard to hide. Something threatens the stability he's fought to protect, something he can't fix with wisdom or stubbornness alone. When the trailer shows him stepping back inside the barn, stopping as if he's remembering something painful, fans immediately felt the weight of it. This episode resets Jack into a protector mode we haven't seen in seasons. And then there's Tim. Volatile, unpredictable, and more emotional than he wants anyone to notice. Episode 9 gives him a problem he can't outrun, the consequences of someone else's choices that are now coming to his doorstep. The trailer catches him snapping, pacing, gripping the arena fence with frustration. It's the kind of frustration that comes from fear. Fear that something he tried to fix might be slipping away again. Whether it's about family, business, or his own future, Episode 9 does not treat Tim gently. The most gripping part of the trailer arrives without a single word. A horse rears, the camera cuts sharply, and suddenly everyone is running. The music spikes, the urgency is unmistakable. Something, or someone, is in danger. Amy appears torn between staying and following. Lou calls out to someone just out of frame. And a flash of Jack's hat falling into the dirt sparks a flood of theories. Accident, confrontation, or something worse? But before the trailer answers anything, it drops the final image. Amy staring at a letter. Or maybe a photo? Something small enough to hold in one hand, but powerful enough to change her entire expression. Her eyes widen. Not with fear, but with shock, the kind that mixes memories with fresh worry. Whatever she's seeing connects directly to the mysterious return teased earlier in the trailer. The screen cuts to black. Section 1 sets up the core of Episode 9, unspoken tension, an unexpected arrival, a looming threat, and a secret Amy can no longer hide. And this is only the beginning. The second wave of the Episode 9 trailer pulls us deeper into the tension, revealing that the mysterious return isn't just a dramatic moment, it's a catalyst that will push every character into unfamiliar emotional territory. The trailer doesn't confirm who the returning figure is, but it lingers on the reactions, and those reactions speak loudly. The moment this person steps onto the ranch, Amy stiffens as if she's bracing for impact. Lou's guarded expression hints at past complications resurfacing, and Jack's eyes narrow in a way he reserves only for situations he knows will not end quietly. What makes this return even more unsettling is how quickly the mood around Heartland shifts. One moment, the family is trying to hold on to normalcy. The next, conversations are filled with half truths, hushed tones, and unfinished sentences. The trailer shows clips of Amy trying to focus on her work, but every time she reaches for a halter or steps into the round pen, her mind is clearly somewhere else. It's the first time in a long while that she looks genuinely torn, caught between wanting to confront the past and wanting to protect the fragile peace she's built. Tim, meanwhile, reacts with a familiar defensiveness. His scenes are sharp, clipped, and full of energy that borders on anger. There's a moment where he storms away from the barn, muttering something the trailer doesn't let us hear. But his face says enough. Whatever this return means, Tim sees trouble in it, and perhaps a threat to something he isn't prepared to lose. The trailer cleverly frames Tim's reaction not as simple frustration, but as fear wrapped in stubbornness. He's seen enough chaos to know when more is coming, and in episode 9, he feels it coming for him. Lou's storyline deepens here too. She's shown in her office closing a folder quickly when someone knocks on her door. Her posture is stiff, her expression conflicted. This isn't the confident mayor or the determined entrepreneur fans usually see. This is a Lou who's carrying something heavy, something she doesn't want to share yet. The trailer hints that the returning figure may be connected to whatever she's hiding, which could explain why she's torn between relief and dread whenever the camera cuts to her. Episode 9 appears ready to push Lou to a breaking point she's tried hard to avoid. Jack becomes the emotional anchor of this section. While others react with panic or frustration, Jack takes on the weight in silence. The trailer shows him leaning on a fence, staring out at the fields as if he's talking to someone who isn't there. His voiceover says one of the most haunting lines of the teaser. Sometimes the past doesn't stay buried, no matter how deep you dig. That line alone suggests the returning figure isn't just someone the family knows, but someone Jack once hoped he would never have to deal with again. The emotional gravity hits him harder than he lets on. The horses, as always, sense everything. The trailer briefly cuts to a restless herd, their unease mirroring the family's turmoil. One horse shakes its head violently, another paces in a stall. Amy reaches out to calm one of them, but the moment her hand touches its neck, the horse flinches. It's symbolic but powerful. Even the animals know that something dangerous is settling over the ranch. Then the trailer takes a darker turn. It shows a close-up of a cracked wooden plank, as if something or someone hit it with force. The camera pans to Amy's boots, stepping backward, too carefully, too quietly. There's no context, but the tension is unmistakable. The return of this mysterious person isn't just emotionally complicated, it may be physically dangerous. The next shot is quick, almost too quick to catch. Someone's shadow moving across the ranch house porch late at night. The lights are off, the house looks still, but the shadow doesn't belong to anyone we can clearly identify. Fans immediately notice this detail because Heartland rarely leans into suspense, yet here the trailer doesn't hold back. Someone is watching. Someone is waiting. Lou appears next, startled by something outside her window. Her face hardens, and for a moment she isn't scared. She's angry. That shift is important. Lou has spent many seasons trying to hold everything together, but episode 9 may finally push her into a place where she fights back, not for power, but for protection. The section closes with a line from Amy, whispered, breathless, and almost impossible to catch unless you listen closely. "We can't let this happen again." It's the word again that sends chills. It confirms this isn't a new threat. It's the return of an old wound. Section 2 sets the stage. A mysterious return, emotional fractures within the family, growing danger around the ranch, and the chilling promise that something from the past is coming back to change everything. The third section of episode 9's breakdown moves from mystery to escalation. The trailer stops teasing tension and begins exposing the fractures forming beneath every relationship at Heartland. This is where the emotional stakes rise sharply, where whispered worries turn into conflicts that can no longer be avoided. Episode 9 isn't just about a returning presence, it's about how that return exposes truths people have been trying hard not to face. The trailer opens this stretch with Amy in the round pen, but she isn't working with a horse. She's pacing, circling, almost tracing her thoughts in the dirt the way a troubled horse would. She looks lost in a way fans rarely see. Her calm, steady nature is shaken, and the cause becomes clearer with each cut of the trailer. Amy isn't dealing with a simple problem, she's facing something that challenges her sense of safety, her responsibilities at the ranch, and her instincts as a mother. The weight of it forces her to withdraw from those who want to help her most. Then comes the tension between Amy and Lou, a dynamic the show hasn't highlighted this intensely in a long time. In one moment, they speak quietly, trying to stay calm. In the next, Lou raises her voice, not out of anger, but out of fear. She accuses Amy of keeping too much to herself, of carrying burdens she shouldn't face alone. Amy snaps back in a way that reveals just how close she is to breaking. Their argument isn't explosive, but it's raw, emotional, and incredibly human. It shows that the returning figure has stirred something in both of them. Old memories, old hurts, and old questions they never resolved. The trailer then cuts to Jack, who senses the divide forming between the sisters. His silence becomes a language of its own. He sits with his hat in his hands, staring at it like it holds an answer he hasn't found yet. When he finally speaks, his voice cracks just slightly, hinting at a vulnerability he doesn't show often. He tells Amy she doesn't have to face the past alone. His words are gentle, but the look in his eyes is firm. Whatever is coming, he plans to stand between it and his family. But the conflict doesn't stop at the emotional. The trailer adds a new layer of unease when a horse breaks through a fence, hard enough to splinter wood. This isn't a typical Heartland accident. The horse bolts into the fields, panicked, and Amy rushes after it. Her breathless voice calls out, her footsteps pounding across the grass. The camera lingers on her desperation, and in the background, someone else appears. A silhouette again. Watching. Motionless. And before we can see who it is, the scene cuts away. Tim enters next, and his storyline is reaching a boiling point. We see him slamming a gate shut with more force than necessary, muttering curses under his breath. Someone confronts him, possibly Jack or Lou, and asks what he's hiding. Tim fires back defensively, insisting he's trying to protect everyone, not make things worse. But the look on his face betrays him. He's scared, deeply scared, not of danger, but of history repeating itself. He's been down this road before, and the trailer hints that he's keeping information from the family to prevent a storm he fears they can't handle. Meanwhile, Lou's plot thickens. She's shown holding a piece of paper, her hand shaking slightly. It looks like a document she hoped would remain buried. The trailer doesn't reveal the details, but whatever is on that page ties directly into the conflict the family is about to face. Her fear turns to frustration, and she slams the paper on her desk. It's clear she's reached her breaking point. For once, Lou isn't the composed leader, she's the one who feels cornered. The tone grows darker when night arrives. The trailer shows porch lights flickering on, footsteps crunching in the gravel, and a tense once that feels almost suffocating. Someone moves near the barn doors. A shadow slides across the stalls. The music shifts to a low, unsettling hum, and we see Jack stepping onto the porch with a flashlight, scanning the darkness with sharp, deliberate movements. He calls out once quietly, and the silence that answers him is chilling. Amy's whispered line returns here, overlapping with the night scene. I thought we buried this. Why now? The fear in her voice suggests that whatever is returning has deep roots in the family's past, roots that might unravel more than one person's stability. The section ends with a sudden moment of panic. A horse screams in the night, lights flash on, actors rush from their rooms. The trailer captures a split-second close-up of Jack's face, shocked, horrified, and unable to move. Something terrible happens, but the screen cuts to black before revealing what. Section 3 pulls the tension tight, stretching every emotional thread to its limit. Conflicts rise, secrets push through the surface. And danger begins to circle the ranch like something alive, waiting for the right moment to strike. The final stretch of Episode 9's breakdown takes the suspense built through the trailer and twists it into something urgent, emotional, and deeply unsettling. This is where the stakes sharpen, where unanswered questions crash into unexpected danger, and where the Heartland family realizes that the past they tried to outrun has finally caught up with them. The trailer's fourth wave opens with chaos. Flashlights sweep across the yard. Voices echo in the darkness. Someone is calling for help, but the trailer blurs the audio, forcing viewers to rely on pure emotion. The camera cuts rapidly. Amy running toward the barn, Tim sprinting in the opposite direction, Lou clutching her phone with trembling hands. Their reactions are panicked, desperate. Something happened in the dark, something none of them were prepared for. Then we see the aftermath. The barn door hangs crooked on one hinge. Hay is scattered across the floor. A stall gate is bent unnaturally, as if something slammed against it with ferocity. In the center of the chaos lies Jack's flashlight, still glowing but abandoned. Fans already felt their hearts drop at this moment in the trailer. It's symbolic. Jack is the protector, the foundation, the steady force. Seeing something of his left behind in such a chaotic scene sends a chilling message. He was there, and something interrupted him. The next cut shows Amy kneeling beside one of the horses, her hands gently stroking its trembling neck. Her expression is a mix of relief and terror. The horse is terrified but uninjured. Amy whispers soothingly, but her voice cracks. It's the first hint that although the horse is safe, something else or someone else might not be. Then comes the trailer's biggest emotional blow. Lou bursts into tears, not the controlled, quiet tears of someone under pressure, but the sudden collapse of someone who's been holding everything inside for too long. She collapses into a chair, whispering, "This wasn't supposed to happen again." The repeated word "again" confirms that this danger isn't random. It's connected to a mistake or a threat the family faced once before, something they hoped was behind them. Tim's storyline collides with theirs here in a raw and uncomfortable way. The trailer shows him arguing with someone off screen. He slams his palm against the barn wall, shouting, "You don't understand what he's capable of." The fact that Tim says "he" confirms what fans have been speculating. The returning figure is a man tied to their history, someone whose presence brings more danger than comfort. Tim's fear is palpable, and for once, his anger feels justified. He isn't being dramatic, he's warning them. Jack's voice enters next, not seen yet, only heard, low and strained. He says, "I thought if we stayed quiet, he'd stay away." That confession rewrites everything. It means Jack has known about the possibility of this return long before episode 9. It means he chose silence, maybe to protect Amy, maybe to protect Lou, maybe to protect everyone at Heartland from a truth he hoped would never surface. And now that truth has found them. Then the trailer finally reveals the moment everyone has been waiting for. The identity of the returning figure. Though not clearly, he steps into the edge of a porch light, just enough to show the outline of his face, but not enough to identify him fully. His posture is tense, his head is lowered, he isn't smiling, he isn't threatening either. That's what makes it more frightening. The unknown is always the most dangerous. Amy's reaction is the heart of this sequence. Her eyes widen with a mixture of disbelief and heartbreak. She whispers his name, but the audio is muted so fans can only guess who it might be. Her reaction isn't fear, it's a collision of memories, pain, shock, and unresolved emotion. Whoever this man is, he meant something to her once. And now he's back, bringing a storm with him. The trailer ramps up its suspense, offering flashes of what's coming next. A door slamming, a truck speeding down the road at dawn, Lou hugging Katie tightly, Tim standing in an empty arena, fists clenched, Amy staring at a fire pit, lost in thought, Jack sitting alone on the porch, shoulders heavy with guilt. Each fragment hints at fallout, emotional, physical, and possibly dangerous. The teaser ends with a moment designed to leave fans breathless. Amy stands at the gate, staring at the horizon. Her voice trembles as she says, "Whatever comes next, we face it together." It's more than a promise. It's a warning. Whatever episode 9 brings, it won't be simple, safe, or predictable. It will test every bond at Heartland. The screen fades to black. The season title appears, and the message is clear. Episode 9 isn't just the turning point of season 19. It's the episode that will redefine everything Heartland's future rests on.